introduction, my name is Andrei Nelson. Just want to thank you all again for being here and listening to me tonight. I appreciate it. And without further ado, so I first heard of Daniel Murphy Scholarship Fund from my 7th grade teacher. Her name was Miss Sullivan. As I was heading into 8th grade, she was telling us about different high schools and different opportunities that were available to us. At the time, I didn't really think much of high school. I just figured that I would end up going to my neighborhood high school, which at the time was Harlan High School on the south side of Chicago. But she encouraged me to aim higher, to achieve more, to do my best. So I believe in her. So she handed me and she gave me the Daniel Murphy Scholarship application. Now in my class there were also 10 other students who were applying for the Daniel Murphy application at the time. So there was an added sense of pressure, not only in the sense of would I get the scholarships, but would I be with my classmates and my friends who also wanted this scholarship as well. But after applying for the Daniel Murphy Scholarship, I happened to be the only one in my class who actually got called back for an interview to the scholarship. It was a bit overwhelming in the sense of that I was the only one who got called back to receive the interview for the scholarship. Yet there felt as though there were so many expectations on me to be the only one to get the scholarship. I was a bit nervous as I headed into the interviews, knowing that I never really done an interview before. I didn't really know what to expect, and I didn't really feel as though the people would understand me or just really my life or the environment I came from. But when I got to the interview and I done it with my sister and my parents, it ended up going a lot better, even better than I could have expected. When I met my interviewer, they were nice and friendly and warm, and they talked and they just genuinely seemed interested in who I was and why I wanted to be a part of Daniel Murphy. And honestly, at the time, I didn't know if I could answer that question about why I wanted to be a part of Daniel Murphy. I mean, it seemed like a good opportunity, but it just seemed like another segue into some place I didn't know if that was where I needed to be. But after I received the Daniel Murphy Scholarship, and after I was accepted into Fenwick High School, I realized that what I had was simply greater than myself, and that Daniel Murphy was simply giving me an opportunity, and simply they were just giving me the keys that I needed in order to drive the car for my future. So after I get the Daniel Murphy Scholarship, I still was a bit in flux. I didn't really know what to think. Daniel Murphy had a summer program where we were first introduced to all the other scholars. I quickly realized in the summer program that I wasn't the brightest candle on the birthday cake, I guess you would say. You know, when you're with all the 100 of other Daniel Murphy scholars, you realize that they're all sharp, they're all bright, and they're all really intelligent, just as smart, if not smarter than you are. But I realized that it wasn't about who's the smartest or who got the best test scores or who got the best grades. It was really more about building a sense of community, a sense of belonging, a group that we all can feel welcome in, that we all can be together and relate to one another and really grow as one family. But towards the end of my elementary and grammar school career came to a close. It was really just the beginning of what led to my high school career. As I began into Fenwick, there was many changes that occurred at that time. Fenwick was over an hour away from my from my home, excuse me. It was largely in a affluent school, which I came from a middle-class African-American neighborhood. I didn't really feel as though I would fit in or that I would really enjoy my time or experience at Fenwick. Didn't really think anybody would, again, understand or really get to know who I was. But when I got there, I was mistaken. During my first semester of Fenwick, my freshman year, I did encounter many difficulties. I struggled a lot in many of my classes. I actually went on academic probation with Daniel Murphy. It's the first time I ever really encountered much difficulty in terms of academics in my career. After meeting with Daniel Murphy and them telling me I was on probation, I was pretty down. But after meeting with my Daniel Murphy mentor and meeting with a couple of my upperclassmen who had been going to Fenwick who were also part of Daniel Murphy, they encouraged me not to be discouraged or not to get down, but to realize that this is just a minor setback and just part of the adversity, part of the journey. And I embraced what they told me. I believe they were right. So I took the next step. I asked Danny Murphy for me to get a tutor. At first, it just started off me getting tutoring once a week, and it quickly turned into me getting tutoring 3 to 4 times a week. That after a while, they were just like, you know what, we're just gonna open up a tutoring center. So you can come in and see tutors and get help on as many subjects as twice a week for 3 hours. First at the tutoring center, I used to be the only Danny Murphy scholar who would come, but quickly over time, it quickly grew to being well over 20 to 30 students continuously coming. But after my hiatus of being on academic probation with Danny Murphy my freshman year, I was able, through tutoring, to actually overcome that. And from there, my career then really took off. I joined the debate team, I joined the swimming team, I became a part of student council. And a lot of this was largely in part to Danny Murphy. I mean, through the whole steps and through the whole process, Molly was always there and encouraged me, and to always encourage me to think bigger, to do more, and to try. And for that, I figured, why not? So Danny Murphy helped me through many of these times, challenges I had in Finland. They helped me through ACT tutoring, through for even just asking a girl out to prom. I didn't know what I was doing. Danny Murphy's really been there with me every step of the way. And especially my senior year. My senior year was when, of course, I started applying to colleges. I didn't quite know where was the best fit for me or quite what I wanted to do. I just kind of knew I wanted to go somewhere warm. I mean, not in Chicago. It's away from home. So I went and I talked to who at the time was Miss Kate Fitz. She now does not work with Danny Murphy anymore, but during the time she was really instrumental in my success at Danny Murphy and my success of finding the right college for me. Me and her, we went over numerous colleges. We went over tons of applications. I ended up applying to over 25 different schools across the country. I know, yeah, I didn't get much sleep during senior year. I didn't. But through all of that and through all those stressing and gut-wrenching times of rejections and no's, of waitlisted applications to my dream school, of countless failures, Ms. Kate Fitz, again Molly, and Danny Murphy was there to encourage me and help me through every step of the way. They were there to remind me that it's okay, and that adversity, again, is just a part of the journey, but it's not the end of the journey. So, after a number of applications and little to no sleep and largely functioning at a low level, I actually finally got into the University of Miami, which was in April. At the time, I thought Miami, I can't say no to that. My parents were a little bit, they were saying, well, this is a great opportunity, but we should go check it out ourselves. So we went and we visited, and when I visited the campus, I fell in love. I thought that this was the place I belonged in, where I needed to be. Not only for the weather and the youth and sports, but also the school, the environment, the community. The people I met there were some of the nicest people I met in any school. It was a school where I felt it wasn't too big, where I would feel drowned out, but wasn't too small, where I feel I was under a microscope. I felt as though it was a perfect balance for me. So when I finally announced the news I was going to University of Miami, everybody at Danny Murphy was ecstatic. They took pictures of me with the U photo. I sent them pictures of me and my time at the University of Miami. And largely, it was a celebratory experience. Since then, since my time at Danny Murphy, from Danny Murphy, a little bit later than most of the Danny Murphy scholars, I now have an affinity for caddying. I started after I graduated from high school. I know better late than never, but I finally made it there. And now, in college, I currently am a double major of economics and entrepreneurship and a triple minor in finance, politics, and philosophy. started, from first applying to Daniel Murphy to now, I realized that that journey involved a lot of growth. Just from the beginning of me being a small 8th grader, I was very shy, very nervous. To be honest, when I was in 8th grade, I could never stand in front of a crowd like this and speak in front of so many people. I just didn't believe that I could do it myself. And now, seeing myself 4 years later, after graduating high school, after I didn't believe I would make it out my freshman year, after traveling over an hour every day both ways to get to school and make it back home, I can truly say that a lot of my success and what I owe is to Daniel Murphy, and also, but not for that, but just for their belief in me, and for them constantly pushing me, constantly advocating for me, and constantly helping me, even when I didn't believe I could make it myself. So, because of Daniel Murphy's fortitude and belief in me, I am who I am today. And honestly, I owe most of that success to the Daniel Murphy organization. And I can't think of a better organization to have been a part of during my 4 years in high school than Daniel Murphy. Thank you.